Hey everybody, I'm author MD New, and thank you so much to Kellyanne for letting me be here today and talk to you all about how to get to know your protagonist. First, a little bit about me. I live in the heart of Silicon Valley here in California, the United States of America. And I've written 7 full-length novels, 2 short stories, and I've been part of 5 anthologies. My most recent novel is titled Valaria, and here's a brief blurb about it. Todd doesn't take risks, especially when it comes to the new species of man. However, this month he visits Biter, a vampire spa. Permitting a vampire to feed off you can cause shared memories. Tobin's encounter opens a window to his past, leading him to try to find out what happened to him on Valaria. You can buy Valaria on Amazon, and I hope you do check it out. It's a lot of fun. Also, I have a weekly blog on my website, which is www.mdnew.com, where I share my writing. I do guest posts, author interviews, I provide writing tips and tricks, kind of like what we're going to talk about shortly, and I share what's happening in my life. Additionally, I have book recommendations where you can see what I've read and what I thought about the books I've read. So today I wanted to talk about getting to know your protagonist. As you all know, a protagonist is the main character of your story, and you can have multiple protagonists. In some of my books, I have one protagonist, or I have two protagonists, like in Valaria, or I have up to three protagonists. I don't typically go more than that, but I have seen other books where you can do quite a few. Uh, I don't always refer to them as protagonists, I call them POV characters. So if you hear me say POV characters, I mean protagonist or I mean main character. Today, I have 5 what I hope are helpful tips and tricks to really get to know who your protagonists are. This is what I do. These are the things that I use that really help me when I'm starting a story to get to learn about my characters and find out who they are. So, first thing I do is I create a character sheet. What a character sheet is all the details about the characters. It's everything that comes to my mind about them. The 5 main things that I always try and cover in this character sheet is number 1, I create their bio. I talk about their education, their job, their friends, their religion, their age, their sexual orientation. These might not always come into play in the book, but for me, what I find is having that information always helps me think about what their point of view is, what their life experience is. So that is why I usually stick to those types of things. The other thing I do is I find an image that represents my character. Sometimes I'll find an actor or an actress who I think would be great as that character. But other times, if I can't find an image, I will write down their description, or at least what I think the character looks like to me. So I'll talk about their hair color, their eye color, their skin color, if they're tall, short, thin, fat, athletic, skinny, all those little details about what they look like, what they wear, what's their favorite color, what color would they never wear, what color looks bad on them. All those types of things really kind of helps bring the character to life. Third on my list for the character sheet is I build out their family. I talk about who their mother and father are. Are they still alive? Have they passed away? Do they have grandparents? Are they still alive? Do they have cousins, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters? Are they an only child? Is their family close? Is their family not close? Do they have a strained relationship with their family? All those little details really kind of help get to know the character and really create a richer, fuller individual on the page. Fourth, I come up with some goals. They don't have to be big goals, but they can be like their general goals. Like when they were little, they wanted to be a fireman, or they wanted to become an actor or an actress. Um, maybe they want to just get a promotion. Maybe they had a tragedy in their life where they never got closure. and they want to learn more about that. All those little goals, again, they help fill out the character and bring them more to life. So anything you can do about their goals really helps. Also, what really helps, and this goes back up to creating their bio, what are their hobbies? Speaking of singing, do they sing? Do they paint? Do they write? Do they play video games? Do they hike? Do they bicycle ride? Do they watch TV? Anything like that really helps. Do they love movies? That's another good one too, because then you can always throw in a comment about a movie that you may like, or a song or something like that that you really dig. Lastly, the other thing that I include always is where they were born, what race they are. Do they have an accent? How do they speak? Because those little details are things that you can throw into your writing that help create a more well-rounded character. For example, most of my stories take place here in Silicon Valley, but that doesn't mean that's all my characters come from here. Some of them come from other parts of the world, which is very common here. We get a lot of people from India, from Asia. So, so I throw that in there. If they were born here or if they were born overseas, because that will affect how they speak and their accent. So really keep in mind the more information you put into the character sheet and the character's background, the more the character will become real in your head. This should be a fun exercise. This should not stress you out, and you should not be panicking if you don't have all these details. Have fun with it. Most of the time, you are never going to use any of this information. Well, that's not true. You're going to use the information, but you're not going to use it to any huge amount. Most people don't really care that your character got a degree in anthropology from the University of wherever. But it helps you to get to know who that character is. And that way, when you're writing in their point of view, you can frame the story from their point of view. So I hope this helps. I hope that this gives you some tips and tricks and some ideas that will make getting to know your protagonist a lot easier. If you have questions, if you just want to reach out and say, hey, please do so. I'm always happy to help if I can. You can send your questions to me at info@mdnew.com, and you can find me on all the usual social media spots, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, etc., etc. When you are using my name, my last name is spelled N-E-U, so if you try and email me, you want to go to info@mdneu.com, and that's the same with my website, which is www.mdneu.com. Okay, everyone, I hope you have a great day. Again, I hope that this helps, and look me up on social media because I'm always around. All right, guys. Kellyanne, thank you again so much for having me out here today. I really appreciate it. Take care, everybody. Bye.